judging. Before you attack, get ready. The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
Intruders detected.
Feel the pull!
These aren't so dangerous.
That's much better. The obsession mission area is yours to capture now.
Did that, thanks.
That hurts. Need assistance.
Capture the mission area!
Am I going to help? Bionic surge!
Thanks. What armor is this?
Beholds the god of thunder!
A nice deep freeze.
Stretch.
Much better.
Good medicine.
Your team's capture progress has passed the
The
halfway point.
moon haunts you!
Disappear! Silhouettes!
They've almost got it!
Twas but a scratch. Judge, jury, executioner!
We'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner. Control seized!
The moon haunts you!
The Vishanti's power.
Double KO! Control lost! You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
Perhaps I should be grateful.
Seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Wizard! I you were imprisoned on another plane. Ha! That's what I said in the Tower of Solitude.
I know. Loki might have cast a spell of
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
You think this is a challenge? Try raising 2 super.
Battle Fury first!
enemy in front of us.
Behold the god of thunder!
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now. Capture the mission area!
This is gonna hurt. Ready for another ghost fighter?
A Penny, which isn't the most ideal. Your Strange really needs to save that shield health, and the team needs to go out on a 3-2-1 or hope for a pick. And these picks, well, because the fight has been so close range, they haven't been able to do much. That is the hit scans. Wolverine ult into the backline. Bye-bye. You're not going to be living through that one. Flightless will be sticking around and kind of fending off this Wolverine from getting much more, but there it goes. Going fishing again. You see the Wolverine kind of fly through and take out another one.
And I just want to say it's a great body block from the Thor to go ahead and just block that stun from Penny Parker. That's like one of the biggest Penny Parker abilities that you want to land on somebody important. And Thor just body blocking that, allowing the vanguards, allowing the strategists and duelists to push up even farther behind him is just perfect tanking in my opinion. I like the way that he did that there.
I just love the character Phoenix, honestly. Like, they're so versatile. Of course, it's like a hit scan character, but also that little bit of burst and that tank frying at close range if you can get those few headshots off. I mean, they're not going to be living for too much longer. So such a versatile character in the Eye of Agamotto. A universally great ult, no matter the situation. This one especially, though, returns back, but I don't think there's enough. Nobody's still alive after the first one that nobody can punish off of it.
Just gets blocked immediately. Going to go ahead and try. That was a good thing to go ahead and go for, but you weren't able to do that with the Doctor Strange right in your face. Judge your executioner from not try hard from the spawn room, trying to go ahead and have the team push up anywhere. See if they can go and get the touch here with the Eternal Bond. They do get on the point, but they are a fish out of water amongst the sea of red teammates. 99%, and now the Hawkeye ult's gonna go ahead and come in and see if he can get as much damage as possible. Does not care about the Phoenix ult right in his face, but he's gonna go ahead and fall because of it. And that is the second sub-map going to Canon-McMillan.
And of course, the first overall map now as they clean that one up 2-0, maybe 1 or 2 fights lost, but nothing crazy at all. Canon-McMillan fully in control of that first map, and, well, you start to look at it and say, what do we do if we're Forest Hills, right? How do we come back? How do we adapt? Canon-McMillan, we're just dumping the damage, and Forest Hills had not a response in sight.
We did see a lot of diving, a lot of front-facing from Thor himself. Do or do not 5.56, just showing out and showing up with 11 final blows, especially a lot of them with that ultimate ability. It's so crazy. I think that what they need to do, Canon-McMillan, Forest Hills, definitely need to lock down those tanks, lock down those vanguards, make sure Thor doesn't get any more final blows or any more ults off, and just go from there. I think that's the biggest thing. I think that's the biggest gap between these two teams, is just that Thor is getting away with so much.
Yeah, I mean, I've said this a lot over previous casts, but it's especially relevant here, right? You need to have a plan going into these fights and be able to execute it. And also, you need to not just kind of fall over or adapt to every fight that comes at you, right? Like, if you're saying, okay, there's a Thor in our face, let's find a plan and let's execute it so that when he does come in, we have some sort of trap to kind of punish that in some way, shape, or form. On the other hand, as well, if you're waiting for that and your trap can go through, that's cool, but also just execute your own plan, right? Have a game plan going in, say, we're going to get a pick, and here's what we're going to do in order for that to happen, so that way we can take the site, right? It's not just, okay, guys, we're going to go run on the site on the count of 3. Sometimes that does work. For some comps, don't get me wrong, that's a great idea. But for how they're playing it right now and the team that they're playing against, it's a little bit tougher to do that.
I do think that there's definitely, I saw some of it, especially with the Cloak and Dagger ultimate at the end, Turtle Bond. They got to the point, but they just didn't know what to do from there. They didn't try to throw anything out. They didn't try to, blind the enemy team with the wall. They just kind of just went with the ultimate, which was good to get on the point, but they didn't have anything else after that. And I think that's exactly what you were talking about, Ari, and I think that's what they need to do as well. Just have that plan of action, especially whenever you get like the thorn in your face. Once you get the thorn in your face and you already have the plan of action, you're good. You can secure the point because you already know what you need to do.
I mean, we're seeing all of this from the side of Forest Hills because we're seeing such strong gameplay out of Canon-McMillan. I mean, they're just playing as a unit, right? You don't see anybody get kind of punished off from that off angle. Maybe the Wolverine at most, but of course they're always getting 1 or 2 to go down with them. So if this comes universal in any game. I got my 1, I got my 2, and well, for Canon-McMillan, they certainly got the first map for sure. Now, gonna look to transition that dominance over into the second map here of Araco.
We're already seeing some changes coming in from Forest Hills. We're hovering over a Deadpool, a Vanguard Deadpool. I think that Deadpool Vanguard is very strong, but also very funny. So we'll see how that goes. But I also do ban Wolverine outright, so that's just going to be exactly taking those from the last game. Wolverine was able to go ahead and run over so many Vanguards in that last one, especially Penny Parker. You're kind of a sitting duck. With a Wolverine in the enemy team, so it's a good ban, especially if you want to run that stabilized Vanguard composition that we tried to last game.
I was gonna say, I almost want to see more CC, more crowd control, right? Because you do have a Strange who's kind of versatile, but can't really do too much about anything when it comes to swaying a fight with their abilities. I mean, Flightless maybe here on the Deadpool Vanguard can kind of get things going with their mobility, but it really is going to be left up to the shooting. And Forest Hills, so far, that hasn't been proven super great. Canon-McMillan, I mean, the 3 Spider-Man, however, we don't even know what they're going, but it looks like they're still going to be banning out that Namor, saving the Thor, same things that worked for them in the previous map.
A little bit of a brawl dive is what we have going on over here. It's what it seems like based off the bans alone. But we're hoping that, Forest Hills takes heed to that and is going to go ahead and try to stop that. I'm hoping for, at least. We already do have another save going in on the Phoenix. That's a hit scan save. It's a nice save, in my opinion, as well. And a save on the Jeff. I think last game, they banned Jeff, right? If I'm not mistaken. So we're probably going to see it.
I feel like at this point, they could do anything in these picks and bans, and until it is proven that they will struggle, they should have this, right? And I say that not to necessarily talk down on Forest Hills, but it's just one of those things where Canon-McMillan themselves will have the confidence in each and every one of these fights. They will disrespect you every single time. They will take those 1v1 aim battles because they have proven they can win them. Obviously, Forest Hills, we know they can win these fights. They're 2-2. They're the same record as their opponents, but we need to see that confidence out from them today, because if you have an off day, that's okay, but in this particular game, it's going to matter a lot.
And I love days, especially this time of the year, whenever playoffs are right around the corner. You gotta give it all. You gotta give it your all. If you have a Jeff coming in, I'm excited to see how this one goes. Jeff is a very hilarious character, in my opinion. Specifically because his ult either gets the entire team or nobody. There's really no in between. There's really no in between. And I think that's the funniest thing about Jeff.
All right, let's make a prediction right now. How many people are going off the map?
I'm gonna say...
Get ready.
Total, the whole map.
Oh, the whole map total. Let's shoot. Let's go ahead and say... I'm gonna say 8. 8 in total. What about you? What do you think?
Ooh. That was relatively close to my guess. Now, how do I make it
darn.
interesting? I'll go 10. I'll go double digits.
Okay. Go 10.
make it a little
as
fun.
we see the little guys on Groot's shoulder. So cute. And Groot himself.
Notice that.
Also so cute. Do you
Surely we
think
don't
they
fall
have
to
names?
penny mines. Okay.
I hope not. Okay, this is not season 1 anymore. We don't fall for that. But we do have an immediate shield from the Magneto. Perfect shield, actually, coming in to save the life of that Phoenix 03, or Phoenix, excuse me, 03. But Thor is still in there, blinded immediately and forced all the way out, allowing Forest Hills to go ahead and get some levity. Maglobal's gonna go in and get ignited to save himself, but their enemy team is still having shots poured at them, especially at the Vanguards. They need to go and take that and run with it. Ooh.
This is a comp of all time. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't realize what exactly it was. We noted the Jeff, but Spider-Man, Black Widow, Angela. Oh well, there's one. Okay,
Yeah.
one player falling off the map, not by the method we expected, but it happened in the end there. Angela with
this
the
one
first
goes.
blood in the fight.
And there we have coming in, crashing down to go and get that melee form for the Angela, but she's forced all the way out, trying to save her life, is the Cloak and Dagger. Keep on pushing that card, keep on supporting that Vanguard. You will be able to push up a farther amount, but Angela's already down to HP again. We do have 2 loss on Forest Hill side, 1 loss on Canon-McMillan, so do have the numbers advantage. You'll see if they go and use this to their advantage entirely. Theonix is going to go ahead and fall. That's their strategist down, so there's not much you can do against the team now. And we see that.
Gosh, they're so far extended.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
They're like in the spawn
There's-
practically.
Yeah, no, that was insane. But they did get to push all the way to the point, capping with 4 minutes and 55 seconds remaining.
Okay, still only one player off the map, so we're kind of good there. Oh, so that's what that Storm Surge, not Storm Surge, that's Fortnite. Spectral Surge, there we go. Looks like that Suzu-like effect, the invulnerability. And it's Jeff coming through, what do we got?
Oh, there
One
it is,
and
we got
one.
1 enemy, 1 teammate. And
And-
off the map. Oh! Yeah,
Oh,
off
yep.
the map they go. Okay, I thought that they'd maybe been saved there because the jet did fall almost immediately after spitting him out. So we'll see how the rest of this goes. Phoenix, so Theonix being a very aggressive strategist and getting those limbs, getting those final blows. And there's that TP to go and heal the rest of their team. Theonix is just, or excuse me, White Fox is just a very, very strong strategist as we see so far. And we see very Toasty Boy going to try their hardest to get some hits in. God of Thunder comes in, and the Plasmic Burst is going to stop them from moving, but immediately Strike Force is there to secure it all and to stop them from doing anything. Theonix with the Kumiho Unleashed, allowing him to go ahead and get the rest of the damage that's needed to secure this fight.
Cloak and Dagger Ultimate Eternal Bond out as well from actually both sides. It was the Forest Hill side popped earlier though, so Canon-McMillan, they're going to have that sustainable healing out for the longer moments. Of course, they're a couple meters away from capturing the point. They are going to have to get off for the hand of Khonshu. Surely, no, that point's still pushing. 1 meter to go, and the players still sticking around, but Forest Hills, their numbers dwindle eventually. And with 5 on the point for Canon-McMillan, they will finish up this fight over towards their own new spawn.
Seemed like it was a moment of panic, especially from Very Toasty Boy and like the rest of Forest Hills. They tried to go ahead and go to the point. They saw the 1 meter and they were like, we can't have this happen. This is not okay. But that moment of panic was their downfall, unfortunately, as they went in 1 by 1 and fell 1 by 1.
You gotta have that game plan. I mean, obviously, right, when you're reacting that late, it's already a bit tough. You kind of just have to throw things at the wall. But with that hand of Khonshu, that should be your moment to push, right? You know they're either gonna have to push into you or back up, and you have to capitalize on that moment. Now, did they have the best numbers? No, probably not. But not try hard onto the Squirrel Girl. I like it because they were getting out damaged by Canon-McMillan. Now you add a bit more damage back the other way.
And now Canon-McMillan's going to go ahead and take out the Vanguard, the main tank, as Magneto. So that's going to be the rest of Forest Hills trying their hardest to stabilize, to get themselves in order, while Canon-McMillan's able to push up onto this. And there's a Squirrel Stampede as well to stab them off. And Angela is going to go ahead and fall immediately. A trade immediately coming back, though, from the Jeff, and the Thor is going to get one more and pushing the rest of them with that form. There is another Magneto down, unfortunately. And it looks like we might get a 3+ minute cap on all 3 points. 3 minutes and 30 seconds from Canon-McMillan's side.
0, 2,
Right, gang.
3.
Forest Hills.
Time to switch
You got the
Alright.
finish line laid out for you in
side you're on.
a kind of way. A goal that you need to reach. Otherwise, you are going to be sent to that waiting room for the playoffs, not sure of your own fate. Right now, you need to capture that 3rd point in order to have a chance in this series. It's a tough ask, absolutely. But now you can adjust your ultimates, your compositions to every single fight as long as you get to that finish line. This is easier said than done, though. Obviously, right, Canon-McMillan have been super, super strong. They're playing whatever characters they want, and it's working. You got to find a way to stop them.
Exactly. They're just showing out. They're showing out on all their respective individual characters. We gotta find a way to shut that down immediately. now. And based off this, Ari, what do you think you could do if you're Forest Hills?
I mean, Canon-McMillan, the first map, they played it very much as a team. It was domination, right? Kind of playing a death ball. Now they're kind of taking a bit more of those 1v1 fights. The Angela's been pushing up, so I would say, you know, find that CC, punish the Angela in that regard. Now, obviously, it's changed up, and if we, let's say Forest Hills in this example, knew what Canon-McMillan would run, I would say, again, have that CC, just make sure you're taking one player at a time and go for this hard damage. Look at your comp. I mean, you should be able to outlive them. I might even say swap away from the White Fox.
That's something right there. I'm interested about that one. But we do have another person off the map making it. Is that 3 total already?
3. Yep.
Ooh, I'm not sure if we're gonna get that 8 or 10. We might have to make some changes here. Who knows? But the fight is underway for this point. Forest Hills need a lot to push, but not as much time as Canon-McMillan would possibly have here.
It's gonna be an attempted spawn hold at the door, right?
That's what it looks like so far. Yeah, we're having a lot of util being thrown over towards the Hulk here as they go ahead and dive out and dive back in, trying to full hold the spawn here. Two kills, coming in from Canon-McMillan's side onto Forest Hills in their spawn. It just seems like there's nothing they can do right now. Getting exiled right outside is the thing, and he's gonna fall yet again. And there's nothing that Forest Hills seems that they can do right now. They're walking out of spawn currently without a shield into a lot of fire, and it's not looking like a good time.
Gonna make a change on the sentence you said? They're trying to walk out of spawn.
Excuse me. They're trying to walk out of spawn. But yeah, you're right. It's not
no.
working here. Oh no!
Wait, they just ate their own strange
no.
hole.
Oh goodness gracious! That's a little
There's
bit of a
4.
mystery there. That's incredible. But the Squirrels Can Be's going to go ahead and come out, and they're going to be able to grab one, allowing them to push up some meters here and there, but Judge, Jury, Executioner is coming in and shredding through everyone on the enemy team. Clobbering Time is also going to get ignited, but it's not going to do anything, as no CC is going to fall over to the Punisher during that ultimate ability. Some trades going in back and forth, but right now Canon-McMillan have the numbers advantage, so they have the ability to just hold them in their spawn and not have anything to do. But Hand of Khonshu coming in, dispersing them all. We'll see if this is enough.
Turtle Bond's gonna be popped, yeah. Absolutely, have to go for it. I mean, the ult of Boss is just so good. 3 picks with that Eternal Bond also dealing damage underneath. I mean, it takes them down to a sliver of health and then just reduces that on top. 4 off-the-map eliminations so far. Canon-McMillan still maintaining this pace and this strength. Forest Hills, they're trying, but I want to see some sort of shield, honestly.
I do as well.
Oh
I think having a thing is great, yeah, but we do need some more shield. We need to have the ability to have the rest of your team walk out safely almost into the fight, you know? But Hulk is ready with that Mega Hulk form. No one's there to check back. No one's there to CC or try to get them off the back line. So it's going to force all of Forest Hills back into the spawn room because they just can't do anything right now.
There's so much damage, and not what you would expect from a comp of just a Punisher and a Jeff, really, for being the only poke damage. I guess the Strange as well, but it's tough. I mean, Eternal Bond has to be used to get out of the spawn room. So let's see if they can transition this into something, but I see, and it's Jeff, and I'm worried.
Oh, no, this isn't... Did they get out in time? Oh, we grabbed... Oh, looks like they only grabbed the teammates. Jeff is half HP, though. Oh, no, it's an enemy. Excuse me. Half
1v1?
HP on the Jeff, though. Can we get the Jeff? Close.
I'm just waiting.
Oh,
Nope.
they're not able to do so. 2 duelists on the Jeff, not able to go ahead and secure it. But we do have the Kumiho Unleash from Phoenix, able to go and get a lot of damage onto that Doctor Strange, but not able to secure the kill quite yet. Finding a Black Panther out there, but not able to get that kill either, falling immediately after.
I mean, this is
3
the
ultimates
first
online.
push, though, right? Like, Force
This is
Hills
the
actually
first
got
push.
control of the point. For
Yes.
better or for worse, no matter how they did it. The only problem is there's a lot of ults in the mix. I have Agamotto, Clobbering Time back in response, though. Honestly, the best exchange you could get right now. Still a 5v5. It's 1 duelist for 1 duelist, and who's gonna tear in the tides next? I'm saying that Hand of Khonshu looks pretty dang nice.
It's definitely looking nice. And it's going to get ignited almost immediately, though. It's going to be trades back and forth on each team. Looks like, for once, Forest Hills have the numbers advantage, so they can push up on this. And you have a Reality Racer online as well from Not Tryhard, seeing if they can go and grab a nice little angle. But they're forced out because the Black Panther is right there waiting for them. Halfway to the point. Overtime's already been ignited. Tremble Before Bats is already online, grabbing one, TPing right out into the high ground to the team side. Portal's gonna go ahead and get ignited as well from Dr. Strange, allowing the team to go and get back to the point super fast. And it's an all-out brawl here as Bass comes out. The Eternal Bond comes out, and just like that, Canon-McMillan is gonna go ahead and take the victory.
Nice little satisfying meter distance, though, of 77.77. Unfortunately, it's not enough to win you the map here, nor the series. Canon-McMillan, a dominant domination, and now a dominant convoy on top. Not too much you could do against a team in that form, with a game plan that strong, with individual and team prowess at the top. Canon-McMillan, well, they've definitely secured themselves in the playoffs, but also sent a message to the rest of the teams joining them saying, hey, get ready. We're not just going to roll over if you're the 1 seed. No, we're going to give you a big, hard fight.
And we're going to see that in the playoffs here as Canon-McMillan's going to go ahead and secure their spot. And we have Forest Hills to the waiting room, seeing if they're going to go ahead and get it for the next time here. We'll see how that one goes. But I do want to give a shout to CC Myers for their for that last dismiss on the Ibegamoto. That was almost giant. Of course they did lose this map here, but that was still a great feat of knowledge when it comes to timing, especially for your team. So great there. But also I just wanted to give a shout to the Faded Hope, just spraying and praying and having everyone fall because of it. That was some great duelist gameplay right there. How'd you feel about it, Ari?
I was looking at the comp kind of in that comparison, again, right, my new experience a little bit newer with White Fox, and so I was trying to look at situations where you would rather one character, would you would rather White Fox, and honestly, with the amount of healing that they do, you want to make up for it in the utility department, right? And because those Spirit Souls, I think is what they're called, are really tough to regen, the cooldowns that yours... Oh yeah, Spirit Tails. Yeah, it's tougher to actually use as much utility, so you need to do damage in response, which means it's really, really tough to do two of the same things at the same time, obviously. I think the Cloak and Dagger was really, really good for Forest Hill side, to the point where it would make something like that Spectral Surge be kind of interchangeable with that Cloak from the Cloak and Dagger, right? It makes sense that invulnerability is there, and so I just wanted to see maybe higher pairing of healing with either a White Fox or the Cloak and Dagger with another support heavy character, one that doesn't depend on dealing damage or doing healing to use their abilities. That's just my 2 cents from what I've seen here in game number 1.
Most definitely. I also do want to say that from the tank's perspective, I think that there needs to be some more shutdowns coming in, especially from Canon-McMillan's side. You got to be able to shut down those aggressive, hyperactive tanks that are always in your face, always going towards your backline. You got to be able to just peel for your backline, be able to shut down anything that tries to happen. And we saw a little bit of that with the Magneto, with those bubbles. Those were great, but as far as that was it. You know, we didn't have anything else that was really there to peel for your strategists, and anything else that was there to CC the people that were just diving the backline. And I think that's what they really needed for this game.
I am going to live ask our producer if we do have another series on top of this, because we did end up finishing on time. Okay, no. So we had some talks. The series started a little bit late. We thought maybe we could reschedule the second series. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen, and that team will not even be at the normal time either. Again, we're going to have to reschedule it out to a different date, which means as much as this is the makeup week, we will only have one series on today. That's going to do it for us. Act 1 E-Man, any final words?
I'm excited for the next 2 weeks. I'm excited for the next weeks coming up. It's playoff season, you know? We're getting there. We're getting to the big championship. I'm excited for that so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get ready to it. We'll end the stream now so that you guys as well can look forward, playing more Marvel Rivals and getting closer to those playoffs. My name is AriCast here with Act 1 E-Man on the Beep Boop Bop production suite. Has been Echo_20, so make sure to give them a big ol' shout out in chat if you are, or just say them in a prayer tonight or something fun like that. That'll be it, and we will see you guys all for the next stream. Peace out.
I'm sick of fighting the things that you said. I don't wanna burn all our bridges ahead. I'm tired of going to bed when you left me on red just to turn up the noise in my head. I told you that one day ain't never enough. You tell me I hate you, I still call you up. If we don't got trust, we can never have love. I was putting in the hours, I was. You were calling me a liar, 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 liar. I've been putting in the hours, I was. And it's coming down to now and never. I was putting in the putting in.
I'm stuck inside of these walls with you. I don't recognize who I've turned into. I'm losing hope and getting myself back. Everything